Hey, what's going on, all you amazing people and fellow Fallout fans? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are talking about Fallout 76 once again, and more specifically, we're going to be talking about the new survival mode beta details, which have been officially released by Bethesda Game Studios by way of Bethesda.net. Link is down in the description to the article we are about to read. This article was written on March 21st, 2019, or published on March 21st, 2019. One thing to say before we start reading this article together is one, it's fairly lengthy, and two, I am extremely excited for the survival mode. I've read through this article once already, and I am happy with the stuff that I am seeing. Also, we are going to be reading this article and its entirety. We're going to read the whole thing. It's not super lengthy, but it is a little bit long. But it's not super long like other articles from Bethesda.net are. I'm going to read it in its entirety because I am excited for everything coming. I want you guys to know my opinion on everything that Bethesda has told us so far. And I know many of you are excited to hear all the details as well, which is why I am reading the whole thing as well. If you want to read it for yourself, links down in the description below. Anyways, with that said, let's go ahead and get straight into this one. So it starts off with the title, Inside the Vault Survival Mode Beta Overview. It says, Lock and Load. We're gearing up to release the survival mode beta on March 26, which is a new, more competitive way to play Fallout 76 that's separate from the main game, has fewer player versus player restrictions, higher stakes for PvP combat, and even a permanent XP boost. We're also implementing scoreboards that you can use to earn bragging rights, as well as new weekly challenges that have legendary rewards. Read on to learn about all of this and more when beta launches next week. And then it says choosing your mode, adventure or survival. It has this little picture, and this is what you're going to see when you start up the game. You're either going to be able to choose adventure or survival, and I know a lot of us are soon going to be choosing survival. It says, whenever you hit play from the main menu, you'll be able to choose between adventure mode or the new survival beta. Adventure mode is largely Fallout 76 as you know it today, with one significant adjustment. We're reducing all damage dealt to you by players you are not hostile with to 0. You can learn more about this change further below. So long story short, in adventure mode, once survival mode comes out, you're no longer going to take slap damage. It's just going to be 0 damage, which is really neat and interesting. It's going to stop people from griefing and ganging up on certain individuals, so I'm excited for that as well. It goes on to say, survival is our new, more competitive game mode featuring rule changes surrounding PvP combat, death and respawn mechanics, and even a 20% bonus to the XP you'll earn while playing. As we shared in the previous article, everything you can currently do in adventure, quest, events, and exploration will still be available to you in survival. Your current progress with any existing characters will transfer between survival and adventure as often as you like, and anything that affects them in one mode will also be reflected in another mode. Be sure to read up on the basics of survival below before you dive headfirst into the new mode, because they just might save your hide. So I know a lot of people are going to be upset with the fact that you get to take your current character from adventure mode and move them into survival. Yes, I understand that there's issues there. However, took a step back, I looked at the bigger picture, and I realized there's people that have spent thousands of hours playing this game already. Hundreds of hours playing this game already, and it would be really unfair to them to not let them have their character and their progress carry over to the survival server. Just because when you think about it, like, imagine how much hard work and effort people have put into building their characters perfectly, building their camps perfectly, finding the outfits that they want. Think of all the hard work that people have put into the game in every aspect. And if you couldn't take that over to survival mode, that would really suck. But I'm glad to see that we're able to carry all our progress to the survival mode. Yes, I do understand that there's issues surrounding it, but we all know that there are a lot less dupers, a lot less cheaters, and a lot less drama than there once was when it comes to people, cheating in game. So I really don't see an issue here. And plus, it's going to be really nice to see everyone's high-level characters kind of duke it out with each other. And plus, I know that there might be an issue of low-level players not being able to take on high-level players, but once you think about this, this is a survival mode. The whole part of this is survival. It's supposed to be hard, tough, and challenging and stuff like that. So I really see no huge issues with you being able to transfer your characters between survival and adventure. So that's just my opinion on the matter. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, as usual. Going on to read the rest of the article, it says the basics of survival. And then it talks about bring the danger. In survival, it's open season on other dwellers. You can still quest, explore, and loot as you please, but you can also attack other players without restriction. There's just one catch. They can freely attack you as well. You'll need to be cunning if you choose to go on the hunt, because other players won't appear on your map unless they are wanted, or one of the top 3 players on the longest life scoreboards. More on that below. So I think this is really nice. 2 things I think are really nice about this. One, you could just attack anybody and they could attack you. This is how a lot of survival games work, and I'm really excited to see that that's coming to Fallout 76, especially with its own server and stuff like that, or its own servers and stuff like that. Also, I think it's really nice that you're not going to be able to see other players on the map unless they're in the top 3 or they're wanted. I think that's really nice. A huge issue would be, if there was a level 1 player and it always gave away their position to, really high level players. Perhaps, the high level players would go after them really often. There might be some griefing there, but as long as you don't know where anybody is, I don't think it's going to be a huge issue, and I'm really happy that it is going to work that way. Moving on, it talks about high stakes PvP. When you manage to take down your prey, you'll earn twice as many caps as you would for dweller kills in adventure mode. On death, they'll drop all of their junk as well as a random amount of aid items they were carrying, which will be yours for the taking so long as no one is around to challenge you for them. If an opponent manages to kill you, you'll find the Seek Revenge respawn option has been disabled. However, you can spend some of your caps to place a bounty on that player's head, causing them to appear wanted for everyone in that world. Whether you use this to your advantage and try your luck a second time, or let another dweller bring your killer to justice, is up to you. I think this is really nice as well. If I'm fighting someone and I kill them, I'm glad I could just, take their things, their junk, and some of their aid items. You're not going to be able to take everything, which I think is really cool. I'm glad there's no Seek Revenge option, because think about it. You have this intense fight with this other player. It'd be really unfortunate if they could just spawn right next to you and, go at you again. I'm glad there's only certain places where you could spawn now. For those of you that don't know, you can only spawn in certain places, and then that's talked about later in this article. But and then the double caps for taking down people, I think that's really cool as well. It is going to be harder than adventure mode, so I see why they're doing that. And fights are going to probably attract a lot of attention. So, the more stuff you get for winning the fight, the better it is for you, in my opinion. Yeah, and I really like that you can place a bounty on your killer's head, because let's say you can't kill them. They're a really high level player. They just dust you really easy. I think that's really cool that, I could place a bounty on their head so, another high-level player could come and take them out. I think it's just really nice because you could kind of get your revenge either way. Because no matter how big or small the bounty is, somebody's going to go after somebody in 76. Then we go on to Tuned for Combat. We've made some overarching adjustments to PvP damage in survival mode to make the weapons feel more deadly in your hands, while also limiting the likelihood that another dweller can drop you in one hit. To further level the playing field, only the healing effects of one stim pack of each time can be active at any given time, which will keep players from gaining an advantage by stacking lots of stim pack healing. Additionally, you can only respawn at your camp, Vault 76, train stations. Fast travel is also limited to 3 locations, plus any workshops you own. You'll become invulnerable for a short period of time after fast traveling, which should help prevent any nasty surprises when you load in. Keep in mind, though, that this invulnerability effect will be removed if you fire your weapon early. I think this is really nice. It's going to cut down, on what griefing there could have been. I mean, there would probably be people who just sat at train stations all day and just killed people as they spawned. But since you're going to pretty much be invincible when you fast travel for a short period of time afterwards, I think that's a really good fix to get past this and a really great way to cut down on griefing. Going on to XP is key. It talks about to help you keep pace with the age dangers posed by the wasteland. We're giving you a permanent 20% bonus to any XP you earn in survival mode. This should help your new characters get into fighting shape more quickly and give your seasoned characters more frequent level ups as you conquer Appalachia. Now that you've gotten a handle on the main differences between adventure and survival, let's take a look at how you can show off your skills in the new survival mode scoreboards. It talks about top the charts with scoreboards. Think you've got what it takes to outlast everyone else in the wasteland? Now you can prove it. We've added scoreboards to survival mode that you can use to keep track of how long you've managed to stay alive amid the hardships of Appalachia. Gauge your PvP prowess and keep an eye on a variety of additional stats to see how your performance during your current life measures up against others in your world. You can also view the stats from your best life that week to see how they compare to players in your current world. Your stats will travel with you when you join new survival worlds, but resets on death or each week, whichever comes first. In a future update, we're going to give you the ability to compare your scoreboard stats with players on your friends list as well. And then it goes on to show survival mode leaderboards, players, kills, longest life, XP gained, events completed, enemies killed, bounty collected, time wanted, workshops claimed. And it shows you a little example of the survival mode, and that's really neat and that's really cool. And it goes on to say when you're among the top 3 in a given category, you will receive a bronze, silver, and gold medal next to your name on the scoreboard. However, you'll need to stay on your guard if you want to stay in the lead. As long as you remain in the top 3, your current position in the world will be highlighted on other players' maps, which is sure to attract attention for those who may be looking to take you down a notch. Finally, when you die in survival mode, don't worry, it happens to the best of us. The death screen will display a recap of how you performed during that life compared to your personal best for the week. Topping the scoreboards is all about bragging rights, but our new weekly challenges in survival mode can help you earn something more tangible for your efforts. And I really have nothing to say about the leaderboards besides I think it's a really cool and neat feature to play around with. There's going to be a lot of people who want to climb to the top. I am going to be one of them. So I hope to see you in the wasteland, and just watch your back when this game mode comes out, because there will be a lot of people that come after you. So it goes on to say unique challenges, legendary rewards. We're adding a host of new, more difficult weekly challenges to survival than the ones you're used to in adventure. They may require you to scour the wasteland for supplies, complete lots of events, or even hunt down legendary creatures. Those of you who are successful will be handsomely rewarded with one of the many all-new legendary weapons each week. Here's a preview of your weapons you'll be able to earn during the first 6 weeks following survival mode launch. It says Week 1 reward, March 26th through April 1st, Crushing Blow. Double damage if the target is full health, 50% Lin damage, and this is obviously a grenade launcher, and that's really cool. If you get hit by that thing, that would suck. If you hit an enemy with it, it's gonna suck for that enemy. You're pretty much just gonna blow their body apart, especially if you're good with the explosives. Going on to Week 2 reward, April 2nd through the 8th, Medical Malpractice. VATS crits will heal you and your group, plus 33% VATS hit chance, 25% less VATS action points cost. That's really good. I mean, think about it. VATS crits are going to heal you in your group. It's going to increase your 33% VATS hit chance, and it's going to cost 25% less action points for VATS. That thing is really good. Odds are you're going to hit a critical with one of those, especially if you have the right stuff. Yeah, that looks like a pretty good weapon, and that's a 44, I believe. Going into Week 3 reward, April 9th through the 15th, Soul Survivor, plus 10% damage to players, plus 10% damage while aiming, plus 50% damage resistance while aiming. That's pretty good. If you're, a sniper character, long range, that is definitely the gun that you are going to want, especially if you could customize the lever action rifle and stuff like that. Going on to April 4, week 4 reward, April 16th through the 22nd. The guarantee, double damage if target is full health, plus 50% limb damage, 15% faster reload. This is a freaking fat man with a MIRV launcher attached to it. The amount of damage that you would do to a target would be absolutely unbelievable, and I think that's why they call it a guarantee. And yeah, I definitely want to get my hands on that weapon. Going to the next one, week 5 reward, April 23rd through the 29th, the Action Hero. Suits an additional projectile, 25% faster fire rate, 15% faster reload. My god, that is insane, especially for you heavy weapons people out there. Not only is it insane, the heavy weapons people out there, plus the heavy weapons just got buffed as well. So this thing is going to do a massive amount of damage. The only sad part about this is since it does fire 25% faster, it's going to eat through your ammo insanely quick. But then again, it's just going to fire faster. You're going to kill the enemy in the same amount of shots. But this thing is just going to be insane once you get it. And then you have the quick fix. Week 6 reward, April 30th through May 6th. The quick fix, the more damage, the more your withdrawal effects, 40% faster swing speed, plus 1 endurance. Now, the Switchblade doesn't look all that great, but if you're a one-handed character, you'll know that this is a really good weapon, especially with the 40% faster swing speed. I mean, the swing speed alone on just a Switchblade that doesn't have that buff on it is insane. 40% faster is going to be insane. If you got the right perks, even more insane. This thing's going to do a lot of damage very quickly, and then your withdrawal effects, more damage the better your withdrawal effects. That's going to be insane as well. Yeah, the only thing I can say about this is that I wish we could choose what weapons we got at the end of the week. Like maybe there was just 3 rare weapons and you could choose the one you want. I understand why they do it like this, just so they don't have to do that. But yeah, I'm really excited. I didn't see any rare or legendary weapon that wasn't decent for someone's build. So yeah, I mean, even if you don't get something you want that week, you could always trade it away in adventure mode, because there's going to be people who play adventure who don't play survival, and you could always capitalize on that by going and trading with someone in adventure for some really good stuff or some really good gear that you want from them. Yeah, going on, it says the fun doesn't stop there. We're planning to introduce new challenges and legendary rewards each week going forward. We hope you'll share your thoughts with us once you've completed a few challenges and earned a few new weapons, so that we can continue add rewards you are excited to get your hands on. It goes on to say adventure mode slap damage adjustments. Once the survival beta is live, we're making a change to reduce all damage that would be dealt to you by players you are not currently hostile with to 0. This adjustment effectively eliminates slap damage and should greatly reduce the likelihood that you'll fall victim to any unwanted PvP, which is amazing. However, there are some exceptions. For example, if you have the pacifist mode disabled and return fire against another player, you will become hostile toward them, meaning you will then take full damage from their attacks. Additionally, attempting to claim another player's workshop or having someone else contest your own will open you up to hostility with that player. You can also still take damage from environmental hazards that may have been caused by another player, such as a car exploding. With the future update, we're currently planning to extend this protection to camp as well, which means your home base cannot be damaged by other players. Clap, clap. Attacks so long as you and your camp are not hostile toward those players. We'll have a more details to share when we're closer to implementing this change, which is really awesome. And then it goes on to say, as we've mentioned previously, next week's beta launch marks our first implementation of a more PvP focused game mode. We plan to make adjustments based on your feedback to improve on survival as we move forward to make it fun, challenging, and fair for everyone. We love to hear your thoughts on things like weapon balance, death mechanics, and many other aspects of survival once you've had the chance to dive in and play. So I have to say that I'm fairly excited for everything that's to come in the survival mode. I don't think I seen one thing that I wasn't happy with, but you know, seeing and playing are two different things. So we'll see when it comes out. I'll definitely do a review on it. But nonetheless, I am very excited for the survival mode, and I know many of you are as well. Anyways, I love all of you. I hope to see you guys back here in the next one. But until then, remember, stay freaky, and bye bye everybody. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.